welcome to Movie Sandwich. My name is Drew.
And I'm John.
All right, and John, maybe we should tell our nice audience what Movie Sandwich is all about, huh?
It's a Movie Sandwich, relatively newer show we're doing that we are putting together. So what we do is we take 3 movies total per episode. The first movie is one we kind of mutually pick. It is a relatively newer movie. I'd say one that comes out within the last 6 months or so from when we tape the show. Could still be in the theaters or just got out of the theaters. So we talk about that, and then there's 2 other movies which are connected to it. I pick one, you pick one, and that forms a sandwich around the center, which is the first one, of course.
Yeah.
Movie
and
Sandwich.
And we have ourselves a Movie Sandwich.
Which is the name of the show.
And let's get to the meat of our sandwich, John. What is our main feature for today?
So our main feature is a film, superhero film, as the kids call them. Just came out, still in the theaters.
Yeah.
It is called Spider-Man Homecoming.
All right. Well, I think we got a trailer. Let's take a look.
Let's check it out.
What's up, guys? Wait a minute. You guys aren't the real Avengers. I can tell Hulk gives it away. Oh, that was awesome. Does Liz get a new top?
No, we've seen that before. Never with that skirt.
Should probably stop staring before it gets creepy, though.
Too late. You guys are losers.
So to become an Avenger, are there like trials or an interview?
Just don't do anything I would do. And definitely don't do anything I wouldn't do. There's a little gray area in there, and that's where you operate.
Oh.
All right?
That's not a hug. I'm just grabbing the door for you.
All right, kid. Good luck out there. Listen, I know school sucks.
Peter, you still with us? Yeah.
I know you want to save the world. But you're not ready yet.
You're the Spider-Man.
No, I'm not. I'm not. This is just a costume. This is
You're on the ceiling.
Stay close to the ground. And stay out of trouble. Forget the flying monster guy. There are people who handle this sort of thing.
I'm sick of him treating me like a kid all the time.
But you are a kid.
This is my chance to prove myself.
Peter, what is going on with you?
I'm really sorry. I'm so busy. I'm slammed.
Don't mess with me, because I will kill you and everybody you love.
All right. Yeah,
Yes.
It looks pretty good.
I love that trailer.
I shouldn't say it looks good.
It is
I'm going to
good.
come out and say it was good because we've seen it.
We've both seen
Yeah.
it. I saw it in the theater, you bet. Yeah, I guess I can start on this if you don't mind. Yeah, I really liked it. It's of course the new iteration of Spider-Man, which we've seen a few times in the theaters.
Yeah. Third time.
Third time.
Yeah.
Third director, actor, and a whole new concept. Of course, they're tying it into the Avengers. It's now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Which I
MCU.
kind of wish they had done from the get-go, but when the other Spider-Man movies start, like when the Tobey Maguire stuff started, the Marvel Universe in a cinematic, the Marvel Cinematic Universe wasn't a thing yet.
No, it started with the first Iron Man. That's when the whole structure started. But yeah, so this one is the new one. Came out this year, 2017. Directed by John Watts, starring Tom Holland as a new Peter Parker /
Interesting choice.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I liked him. Also starring Michael Keaton as the antagonist, and of course Robert Downey Jr. is reprising his role as Tony Stark, Iron Man, as a kind of a side character, supporting character in this one, which I really like that concept as well. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I like the touch of Michael Keaton. It's good to see him coming back again within recent years.
Yeah, he has
with
had
Birdman
quite
and
the
everything
the career resurgence
in
hasn't
the
it?
last few years, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which it's great. I
Yeah.
love me some Michael Keaton, but yeah, he did a great job as And we're gonna go into spoiler territory here a little bit. We'll let you guys know on screen here.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
graphic, but-
thankfully, they didn't do what the first other two movies had done, or should I say them like the Andrew Garfield movie, where they felt they had to redo the origin of the character.
Right, and that was something.
Yeah, they kind of just left that all out.
It's maybe briefly mentioned in passing.
Yeah.
If that. So
Because before this movie, he actually appeared in Captain America:
Civil War.
Civil War.
That's right. Our
a
first showing
cameo.
of him.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a whole new Aunt May, a little bit younger.
A lot younger.
A lot younger. But yeah, there's no really reference to Uncle Ben.
No.
Maybe if I did, is like a picture in the background or something very vague. They don't really acknowledge it, which a lot of fans, and I agree with it, we like about that, is that we all know the origin story. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that was one of your issues with the previous Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
With the Andrew Garfield
because they had to
stuff,
make
yeah.
it seem like it was his destiny, which is
like,
no, he's,
and they made it like his parents out. I think that came into the comics, like I want to say in the '90s, that he met his parents, but they turned out to be clones. But supposedly they worked for the government. They were scientists,
secret agents slash scientists.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it was okay, but I like the whole going back to basics. With this new one is that it's just
he's just a kid.
And when this one starts, he already has his powers. He's had his powers for like a year or something, and
he's still trying to figure it out.
And he's just an awkward teen, which is what he started out as. And
doesn't have a ton of friends. He's got his buddy there. Was it Ned?
Something.
His friend, and
it just felt more realistic of what high school is, and I like too is what they've made this movie. John Watts they've gone out to make this like a 1980s John Hughes movie, which it is the feel, and I did feel that too. Like all those 80s teenage angst movies and everything. It has a touch of feel of that, plus of course the superhero thing. I enjoyed it. I'm guessing you did as well.
I did as well, and they finally found another girlfriend for Peter Parker,
right.
Liz Allen, who I think I'm not certain of their history in the comics, but I know eventually Liz Allen ends up with Harry Osborn, and then they end up getting married and having a kid.
And he's the son of Norman Osborn, who's Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, which we'll touch on in just a little bit here, but. I don't know. I like the new characters. I like the setup. I like how they did it. I like how.
I thought Aunt May was, for my liking, was a little too young, maybe because
it's more realistic with him at his age,
Yeah,
he's supposed to be 15.
I like kind of Aunt May is almost a grandmotherly character where he gets a lot of his wisdom from about life and how to do things, and heroes should do this, heroes should not do that.
Right.
Kind of thing, where she's kind of seems like an aunt who would go to the wine bar,
sure,
and just throw a few back, and I don't know, that's a minor quibble.
And I don't mind.
I like Marissa Tomei as an actress. I just think she's a little young.
Played by Marissa Tomei.
Yeah. But everything else in the movie, I think, was pretty good.
And I like the aspect. I was going to say I like the aspect of Tony Stark almost being a father figure to him, or certainly a mentor. Because they're both very intelligent, and they both come from the engineering. They like the science aspect of things.
And he even gives him a suit upgrade.
Right, he does.
Yeah.
The
Iron
Spider,
which he doesn't quite know how to work.
Right. Yeah. But no, I like the fact that Peter looks up to Tony. Tony, that's somebody he wants to be, and Tony at the same time is telling him, "No, I want you to be somebody better than me. That's why I'm giving you this and I'm helping you." And I really like that. It's kind of very symbolic, but it's also a very good lesson, leave the future in a better place than you have it currently. So I like that, and just overall I really like that. So
and we're going to see him again in the next Avengers movie, apparently.
Correct.
Along with many other people. That's going to be a crazy movie.
Yeah, and we'll touch on that in the future. But so I think it's safe to say we both liked it.
Yeah.
So
what's your movie emoji?
Oh, I'm gonna go with a smiley again, man. Big old cheek-to-cheek smile.
I'm going smiley on this one as well.
It was really good.
Oh, before we stop though, I gotta mention the Captain America PSAs.
Oh yes, yeah.
That were in this movie,
throughout.
And there's one post-credit sequence which is probably my favorite Marvel post-credit sequence out of anything I've seen. So.
Yeah. And we'll let you guys see that. for yourself.
That one I'll kind of leave for you to find.
Watch the
so.
movie. It's worth it. And
But
stay,
yes.
of course, after the credits. But yeah, we both give it a smiley, and
Is it
that's
time for a sandwich pick?
let's make a sandwich.
All right.
make a
Well,
movie sandwich.
what's your sandwich pick?
My sandwich pick, of course, as I said before, we're kind of getting back into the whole Spider-Man thing. The first big Spider-Man movie from 2002, Spider-Man.
With Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire. And I think we have a trailer.
Yeah, we do have a
Okay,
trailer. Let's
let's-
take a look.
Who am I? You sure you want to know? If somebody told you I was just your average, ordinary guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied. Truth is, it wasn't always like this. There was a time when life was a lot less complicated. Can I take your picture for the school paper?
Sure. In this lab, we have 15 genetically enhanced super spiders.
There's 14. One's missing.
Peter, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Pete, look, you're changing. I know I went through exactly the same thing at your age.
No, not exactly.
Wow.
Peter, may I introduce my father, Norman Osborn?
Great honor to meet you, sir.
Harry tells me you're quite the science whiz. You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
What the hell is that? Whatever it is, somebody has to stop it.
With great power comes great responsibility.
This is my gift.
Wow.
It is my curse.
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
Do I get to say thank you this time?
You do too much. You're not Superman, you know.
All right.
Takes
There
me
it
back.
is. Yeah, it does kind of take you back. And this was really before Marvel really was not a thing yet.
No, I
I mean,
they
it was
had done
it
some
was
movies,
it was
but
just. I think X-Men came out before this, a year or two before.
X-Men came out in 2000, the
Yeah,
first
with-
X-Men,
with
and then there was
that.
Blade that came out in 1997.
But I mean,
Which-
it was not the Marvel juggernaut that we know now.
No, that was that. I think they were in the plan of their scheming of what they were going to do.
Well, I think
before
they
Disney got them and everything.
because X-Men did pretty well. And it's like, well, yeah, it's all right, but let's see how this one does. And between the two, I think they decided, yeah, we can make quite a few more of these.
Yeah, 2002 it came out, and yeah, boy, I was a big fan of this one. It still am, but I mean, when it came out, it really was.
I still, after seeing the trailer and looking back on it, I still think it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it holds up. It holds
up pretty well.
Also started starring Willem Dafoe as the antagonist, as Norman Osborn.
Who makes a great foe, by the way.
Ah, I see what you did there.
I stayed up all night working on that.
You've been waiting a long time to get that in the conversation.
Not really, but
also
you know.
starring Kirsten Dunst as
Kirsten,
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane Watson.
Yes,
Yeah.
is the female lead. I really like. It has a lot of iconic scenes in it. He's hanging upside down. They kiss.
The upside down kiss is
That still kind of is known as a famous scene, and just a lot of other things, action sequences and places around New York where they film that,
and can we mention too? I'm blanking on his name now. Who plays Jameson? J.K. Simmons.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Did a
cast.
great job.
Fantastic.
People have even said, going on him, that they think in the future of the new Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland, they're going to eventually bring that character back in.
Go back to
people, fans want him to still play the character.
Back. Yeah, because he was so good.
People say he's the only one that can play him. So who knows? I mean, who knows,
but the only problem is he's been cast now in the Justice League movie as Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how that goes. But yeah, he did a great job in it. And one quick thing I was going to mention, when this movie came out, I actually remember in 2001 the initial trailer for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the sequence that they show in this trailer was cut from the film. It was actually, this came out in maybe spring of 2001. The initial trailer was bank robbers robbing a bank. They get in a helicopter, and they're flying between the
Twin
Towers, and they get caught in this giant web. You don't see Spider-Man, but it was like a teaser trailer. And I thought, oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see the Spider-Man movie. And then, of course, September 11th. And, of course, they delayed the movie about a year. And they completely cut that sequence out. I think they made it reshoot some stuff.
Yeah. Well, there was a poster that was selling on eBay for a while of Spider-Man's face, and in his like reflective eyepiece there, you can see the Twin Towers.
Okay.
And that was some of those were going on eBay for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because of course they took them off the market after that.
Oh, I'm sure. Probably edited out and everything and whatnot. So, yeah. So unfortunately, all that happened. But I just remember that trailer. Very, very well. And anyway, but yeah, the film is really good.
And the proper origin story, I think, much preferable than the Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, because Amazing Spider-Man got so convoluted and so in depth, it's just like, okay, yeah, I see the secret scientist agency kind of thing, but
yeah,
you know, the original movie, they go on a field trip, he gets bit, and that's
it's just completely random.
It's random. Yeah. He gets sick, he gets better, and now he's Spider-Man. It's just. You know, the difference is, in those movies, is the webbing actually came out of his skin.
Yeah, people make a big deal about that, but to me it would make sense to have that a spider would shoot webs out of his body.
I thought that was so cool. I mean, I guess nowadays, going back quickly to the Tom Holland one, where he has the cartridges, I like that better, even though when I first saw the Tobey Maguire ones, I thought it was awesome that, you know, it comes out of his wrist.
It's fine. I mean, that didn't bother me.
But the thing to me is that I like about the cartridges now is that it gives him that vulnerability. He could run out.
Yeah.
And now he has to rely on other things.
Make more.
Right, yeah.
And didn't he swap some, or not in this one, but like when we were talking about Spider-Man Homecoming, didn't he make some excuse like I have to make fluid or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So that to me, that gives him the vulnerability that he could run out. Because now he has a little utility packets on his
and he has those tracers too, which he had in the comics.
Yeah.
As well. He had like these little spiders he would throw on things if he wanted to.
And I know we're going to kind of get mixed in between the two here, but they're so closely related, I think it's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
I do like his new suit gadgets, which...
Yeah. Courtesy of Tony Stark.
Right. So the Tobey Maguire one, you never see how he gets the suit. You see him drawing
He sketches the suit.
All of a sudden he has a suit, and I always wondered, it's cool, how does a teenager come up with that? But I like now, in this one, he's got Tony Stark at his disposal. Stark can make him all the sweetest stuff he wants. Now he's got this suit with his eyes that have binocular vision. They got all these different sensors. He can see things.
And it talks to him.
Right. He's got the embedded.
He's got his own little Jarvis.
AI. Yeah. And he's got that, and he's got the little drone that comes off, which I thought that's fantastic. I love that. He's got all the different web combos he can shoot. I do like that better. I do like that better. I have to say, it's just much more practical.
But like the dramatic setup is right out of the comics for this Maguire movie is with, you know, he's friends with the son of the guy who's the Green Goblin.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
So and I feel like we might. Yeah.
And he's an interesting character too because he's kind of like a guy who has like rich beyond whatever, but you know he's kind of a screw up.
Right.
You know, his father, he's kind of a failure in his father's eyes, whereas Peter's really smart and does really well, but he kind of comes from maybe a poorer background.
Right. Yeah.
It makes for an interesting friendship there.
Right.
So
yeah,
and then there's the girl next door.
Right. Yeah. So
Mary Jane.
And the Maguire one, I did like the origin, and they showed Uncle Ben. It was touching, you know.
And Cliff Robertson.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Uncle Ben was good.
And yeah, so I mean, overall, it was just a good start to the whole when Marvel started kind of picking up their feet on these movies, and they did. Sam Raimi did a great job. Mm-hmm. He did a great job. So anyway, that was my pick.
All right. Well, then we're on to my pick, I suppose.
Drew, what is your pick?
Well,
for this movie,
seeing how Michael Keaton was in Spider-Man: Homecoming, I thought that doing his Batman movie from 1989 with Jack Nicholson as the Joker, I thought that would have been a little too easy.
Okay.
So I'm digging back even farther.
And we can maybe save that Batman one for another time.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So what you dug back further? How far did you go?
I went back to 1966 and picked Batman the movie featuring Adam West.
The first Batman movie.
And Burt Ward, that's right, because it was a TV show, but they actually made a theatrical Batman movie.
Okay. Well, do we have a trailer?
We do. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Emergency. Batman speaking. Warning all of you to brace yourselves for big news.
The biggest.
Tell them, Robin.
Holy superlatives, Batman. It's really exciting. Soon, very soon, Batman and I will be batapulting right out of your TV sets and onto your theater screens.
That's right, Robin. Our first full-length motion picture feature in color opens a whole new world of thrills. The big screen gives us more space on land, sea, and in the air to challenge the most cataclysmic collection of super criminals ever. Their minimum objective must be the entire world.
And here are the dastardly villains. The Catwoman.
Oh, you're going to see the perfect crime when I get Batman in my claws.
The Joker.
Have you heard this one? It'll kill you, Batman.
The Penguin.
There are two eggs this wily bird is going to scramble. Batman and Robin.
The Riddler.
Question. Who's going to make the feathers fly and knock Batman and Robin out of the sky?
See, the new weapons in the Bat Arsenal combat the forces of evil. The Batcopter. The exploding, man-eating shark.
Holy sardine!
The relentless Megaton Magnet. The unholy Quartet's secret submarine.
Fire one! Fire one!
The Batboat in action. The deadly disintegrator. The attack on the Batcave.
Holy hallucination!
You'll blast through the skies on these mad, manned missiles.
And you'll be with me, Robin, at the Bat Scanner, eavesdropping on Batman's romance. And you'll shudder at the death-dealing Polaris missiles.
Brace yourself, Robin. This could be the end. And that's just a sample of the exciting exploits ahead in our first feature motion picture.
Holy memoranda, folks. Make a note not to miss it.
Good thinking, Robin.
All right.
Wow, that one really took me back.
Yeah,
that was like
doesn't it,
way,
though?
way back.
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, especially, I mentioned the Michael Keaton connection was a little too easy.
Right.
Even though I thought that was cool that he was cast as a villain instead of a hero
Correct.
for the Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yes.
But as of this recording, we actually lost Adam West.
And that was another
Not
thing.
too long ago.
Yeah, that was another thing. It's appropriate. Maybe we're talking about this. We can kind of give him a little bit of a memoriam.
And this is kind of the Batman that's at this point when this movie is made. He's very, which I think, I don't know if I can emphasize this enough, but at this point, Batman is very family friendly.
Right.
And I listened to a podcast not too long ago where they were talking about this guy who was like a Batman, I don't know, expert or enthusiast.
Yeah.
And he wrote a book, some kind of book about Batman. And he said, he was talking about Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, and he said, you know what, I'm disappointed because there's a Batman movie in the theater and I can't take my kid to it. Because it's not, it's a very dark film.
Right.
I mean, or well, for Superman either, too. It's a very dark Superman
it's gritty,
film. And,
yeah, for sure.
And Batman, I think that works. Superman's supposed to be a brighter character. And it's kind of
he's the role model.
Yeah, well, that's why him
Boy
and
Scout.
Batman are supposed to work together so well, because kind of the dark and the light coming together.
Right.
And Batman is very family friendly at this point. You can take your kid to it.
In the 60s, yeah.
And even today, if you showed it to like a younger kid, like under 10,
Yeah.
you can be reasonably entertained and not be embarrassed by anything, and like language or
Right.
overly violent, except if you count like the punching, and then you see like the pows and the bops.
Even so,
which I think
made it more fun.
Yeah, that
to
made it more
watch,
fun, and it's just kind of loose and campy, and
Sure, absolutely.
and great casting, of course. Burgess Meredith is a great Penguin.
Yeah.
Not Julie Newmar, but Lee Merriweather is the Catwoman. In fact, I think she's the only member of this cast other than Burt Ward who are still alive, I think.
Right.
Because everybody else is dead.
Of course, the great Cesar Romero as
Cesar
the Joker.
Romero, and Frank Gorshin is the Riddler. Great.
Yeah. And then, of course, Adam West, who you just
Adam
mentioned,
West,
we just lost recently.
Yeah, who's just
unfortunately.
he's very Shatner-like in his
approach to acting.
and in his approach to acting, I think, and just very dynamic presence. I mean, even when you hear him on Family Guy as Mayor West,
right,
is really good.
Well, he's very memorable.
Yeah.
And you're not going to forget him. So.
And anyway, the movie, there's this submarine that's coming into Gotham City, and the Penguin, Joker, Riddler, and Catwoman are all working together.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes this kind of an all-star movie. And they kidnap this guy, and they're holding him for ransom, and it's they're trying to find him, and eventually they do, and then of course I gotta talk about the shark.
Ah, yes, the infamous.
the rubber shark. I mean, yeah, it's dumb, but that's kind of why you love it anyway.
Then he grabs his shark
repellent bat spray.
Yeah. Where do you get that stuff? Where does he get that? I guess he is a millionaire, billionaire.
Yeah,
so.
but then he's like, Robin's going to bring it to him, and then you look, there's like a rack of sprays there. One says manta spray, octopus spray. Oh, there's the fake shark
there
spray.
it is.
There it
Yeah.
is. He just grabs it and takes it down.
He's prepared. Right.
But yeah, that utility belt had everything, man. It was just great. And,
Yeah, you gotta love that.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's, other than that, it's like mostly the regular cast of the TV show. And
Right.
then, yeah, it's just check your brain at the door and just have fun.
Right, yeah. And now, like you said, this was still at the time when he was family-friendly, before, the 70s, 80s came along. Frank Miller got a hold of the story,
yeah.
reinvented basically the Batman we know today with The Dark Knight Returns.
Mhm.
When he took him to the dark side. And I mean, I like both ends. I think I'm more...
I'm fond of like pretty much every incarnation of Batman,
Right.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like I had mentioned, Michael Keaton and Nicholson.
Right.
I like that film, and I like the Nolan films too. Batman and Robin with Joel Schumacher, not so much.
I thought that was your favorite.
Not no.
He used to say it was his favorite, but no. But anyway,
Clooney Batman, no.
It wasn't really. I mean, with Michael Keaton, Batman and then Batman Returns, those were a little darker.
Yes.
They still had the campiness to them a little bit.
A little bit.
Because of, Tim Burton is going to put his spin on it and
Yeah,
stuff.
and then Joel Schumacher came along.
And then they got silly, very campy, where you couldn't really take them seriously
No.
for a couple movies. And of course, Nolan did his trilogy, which I love those movies. He took a very realistic, real-world approach, as he does to pretty much all his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Those are great films. And then we have the new ones, which are still dark, but they're going more into the comic book realm now, which I don't mind, I suppose. So, but yeah, anyway, the 66 Batman, can't really go wrong with it, huh?
No, I don't think you can.
So, was there anything else?
Viewable for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add about it?
Just rest in peace, Adam West.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you for that. Great film. But anyway,
Stand by to catch him, Robin.
Yeah.
I'll give him the back gas.
That was good. That was good. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much makes our movie sandwich.
It's all made.
Yeah. It's all
made.
done. Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed it.
All right.
Check these out. Check all of them out.
Check them all out. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
Until next time on Movie Sandwich, I'm Drew.
And I am John.
And we'll see you next time right here. Take it easy.